up, everyone, and welcome to Girl You Know What podcast, season 6, episode 5. I am Danielle.
And I'm Keisha.
And here we go.
I'm giving a little less frog this week.
Yeah,
a little less
better.
frog. I mean, still cough a little bit, but it's good.
Well, this shit lingers, girl.
That's what everybody keeps saying.
It does.
But I feel perfectly fine. It's not like when I had the cold, but now it's just, can I get my voice back?
Okay, because girl, let me tell you something. When you called me, I think it was like that first week to let me know that you weren't feeling good. I was like, "Oh, Barry White is on the phone, honey."
Like who is this?
Okay, I was like, "Oh,"
This voice, I got to hold it.
Okay, baby.
Got to keep it as sensual as possible.
Okay, because it ain't no joke. It is not a joke.
Might need to turn my host roll up one day.
Okay.
We just talked about turning it down. We just had a very good conversation before we started. Baby, we love a little hot tea that y'all can't hear.
Okay, that part right there. Y'all need to know everything that we talk about. We talk about enough on here, so
my Lord.
Keep stuff in between friends, honey.
Absolutely.
Shoot, everything ain't for the streets.
So how was your week?
Oh, girl, it was okay until we get an email that we got turned to the office 5 days a week. Next week, not this week coming up, but next week, which we knew was coming. They overrode the union, of course, so just, more politics and bullshit, but other than that, it was fine.
While I'm sitting here with, this morning was George Stephanopoulos on, because okay, let's talk about politics first.
Okay.
So as everyone knows, they passed a bill, or you may not know, they passed a bill to extend the government for 6 weeks to keep the budget flowing. And the Democrats are pissed off.
Right.
But not the Senate Democrats, the House Democrats, because they didn't necessarily, the Republicans didn't have enough votes. And then 10 Democrats in the Senate went ahead and voted to approve the Republican budget.
And they're pissed.
And now we have a situation. And the situation being, everybody hates Chuck Schumer as of today. And I feel like Target in this situation. Ain't no going back.
No, not after this, no.
What they say, you cross the line, you stay there. And I just feel like, I don't even know, where's Chuck Schumer from? What state is he from?
Is it New York? I think New York.
He's from New York.
Yeah.
It is. Hey, y'all get him out of there.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah. And
even Nancy Pelosi spoke about it. She said it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
Very.
I don't understand. I mean, it's basic common sense, I thought, but clearly common sense ain't common.
No.
And he tried to act like it was this act of, oh, that's what they want us to do. They want us to not approve the budget so they can blame it on us. No, they need enough votes.
Yeah.
If you haven't, done the work to get the votes, then that's on you.
Right.
But for 10 of y'all, 10's a lot to me.
Yeah, it is. Especially when y'all are the minority.
I'm just speechless, honestly.
It's ridiculous. It's just like,
I can't say disappointed because...
No, I mean, because nothing disappoints me anymore. Because if you were
y'all Caucasian, I don't really...
You can't put too much into it.
What are we expecting at this point?
Exactly.
But definitely an eye-opener.
A lot of this is.
Because, my God.
Yeah.
Chuck.
Come on now. And they said Hakeem Jeffries is really pissed. They said, and then they were asking,
oh, he pissed, for real.
And they were like, do Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries not communicate? And I'm sure they do, but he obviously didn't with this one. And if he did,
I think Chuck did what he wanted to do.
Yeah,
and he picked the other 9 white people. They was white.
Yeah.
He picked the other 9 white people who he knew he could persuade.
Yep.
Who would quote unquote respect him because of his position and his seniority in the Senate.
And the thing is, this would have been a time to really stand up because the Republican Party is not looking good around this country at all. I
Right.
mean, and we can go into talking about how Speaker Mike Johnson is telling his Republican cohorts in the House not to do any more town halls because they are getting chewed out.
Oh yeah, they are. I've seen a few of them.
Yeah.
But
I
y'all,
mean, they're getting dragged.
it just
So,
goes back to it's like we're on a hamster wheel.
yeah.
He told you he was gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what y'all want us to say.
Exactly.
Like, what do you want them to say?
Right. I mean, y'all
Why
did.
are you even holding a town hall?
Exactly.
You all were pretty clear about the fact that this was the road you were going to take.
Mm-hmm.
What are you standing up in the town hall saying? We sorry we did it, but because that's all you can say.
Yeah. I mean, because they're
You
sitting.
sorry we did it, but we told you.
Yeah, we told you so. That's basically it. That's all y'all are going to get up there and say because they're getting in there. I mean, they're doing what they do best. They're getting in there and they're lying and they're kissing Elon Musk's ass and Trump's ass and making it seem like everything is perfect and everything like that. And then it flips on them, and then they just want to kick people out who are getting them together, who are dragging them, and it lets you know just where we're at. And this would have been a good time for Chuck Schumer to be like, no, we're going to take this back to the drawing board and we're going to get something more bipartisan,
Mm-hmm.
but no, we're just going to go ahead and cave in. And it's like, I get it because a part of him probably, I shouldn't say I get it. I do understand a little bit, I guess I'll say,
Mm-hmm.
as to why he wanted to get this passed because he wanted to avoid a government shutdown. Okay, I understand that. But still, all the drastic stuff they're doing, a government
I was gonna say, can I just say this?
Go ahead.
A government shut. I almost cussed. Oh Lord. A government. A government shutdown. The government has been shut down before, and at this
Yeah.
point, only two fucking people work over there anyway.
Basically, y'all done got rid of
They
every
done
fucking
fired
body.
everybody anyway.
Yeah.
So what?
I mean,
Shut it down then.
yeah.
Clearly, they don't care about people's livelihood.
No.
So why would you care? They
Mm-hmm.
just wanted you to fund their defense because what did the first story that they just had on this morning? How y'all's president was standing up there in his golf shirt without an undershirt on. You know, black people don't play that.
Right.
Looking disgusting,
Ew, titties all
firing
over the
missiles
place.
on the people,
Yeah.
on the Yemens.
Yeah.
That's why they wanted you to fund the government.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care nothing about the other parts.
No.
About Social Security and agriculture.
Right.
And health and human services. They don't care nothing about that.
No, they're trying to get rid of that
They
stuff.
done locked up the whole Department of Education. So what do you mean shut the government down? Hello?
Right.
Has anybody been watching TV? Y'all have been showing up for work, right?
Right.
Only thing working is y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 5 people working in all these other buildings.
That's it. And then they still trying to weed stuff
here.
out. Yeah, they still trying to get rid of people. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's just like we're. I mean, I know where the fuck we're at. We're in hell, but it's like I just don't understand. And you know what? And like I always say, if I just don't, I'm at the point right now where in life, period, if I just don't understand something, I'm not going to, try to, break my neck trying to understand it.
Right.
It's not meant for me to understand. So I just go with the flow. It is what it is. Just like, girl, I had to repost that meme that you posted the other day about the country's falling apart and we're black folks
learning line dances
with fans, not
we
just
don't
with line
care.
dance with fans.
We don't care. And I said this to somebody. I said because we live in turmoil.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a struggle. We live in it not always being a comfortable situation for us.
Right.
Girl, we ain't think about this.
Mm-mm. We see
When
it.
my grandma say, get you some beans and some cornbread and put it in your cabinets. I mean, what you want us to say?
What else can you do?
There's nothing else you can do.
Mm-mm.
We didn't lived off of hard times before.
Yeah, and still do, regardless, even if it's not
if you
financially.
got money.
Yeah. So we're just used to adapting. Lord have mercy, adapting, and It's just, but when people who aren't used to it, they fall apart. That's why you see
Hmm.
them. That's why they're losing it. That's why we're in the
That's why they having
situation that we're in now.
meltdowns.
Exactly. Yep.
It's like,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Ooh.
Something else, not politics, but like office politics.
Mm-hmm.
Something I saw, and y'all know I done said this about 3, 4 seasons ago, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. So I saw a video where they're calling it office siren outfits. Are you familiar with this?
Mm-mm.
So people are going dressed to work as they call them as the office siren. So
Oh.
quote the hot girl, I guess that's what they call
Oh.
themselves. So they wearing tube tops and mini skirts to work
Oh.
in an office building.
Oh.
And I will think about this, me working at the Department of Development.
Uh-huh.
So imagine you going to work and your coworker cut the corner with a halter top on and a mini skirt. Now, this particular girl
Child.
had an internship. The
Mm-hmm.
internship paid $25 an hour.
Okay.
You worked the internship for, I believe it was a year.
Mm-hmm.
And after the internship was over, you automatically went into a six-figure salary.
Okay.
On the first day, she dressed normal.
Right.
On the second day, yeah, you heard me say the second day,
Yeah.
she went dressed as the office siren and they fired her ass.
Bitch.
And she was on the internet that Beyonce created
Yes.
and was saying that she didn't understand
Okay.
why they fired her.
Yes.
Y'all got to be making this shit up. I swear to
What
God, y'all
is
got
wrong
to.
with people?
If we don't reinstitute common sense, we're gonna be screwed. You're telling me, but I have told y'all this 7 million times, and I'm gonna hold the church responsible
Mm.
when the church is responsible. Ever since y'all start telling folk that they can come to church as they are, these people that lost their damn minds. I'm gonna use it. I seen a girl going down at Jamal Bryant's church. She didn't have no bra on. She had
Baby.
on one of them tight, I'm going to the party dresses. She had her 2 kids with her.
Okay.
Big kids. I'm talking like 9 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
Coming down to the altar with her. She didn't have no bra on, and the dress she had on had like spaghetti straps.
Oh Lord.
Because these people don't know. When the church stopped requiring a dress, a look,
Mm-hmm.
now people don't even know what to wear to work. Because I'm gonna always say, your church clothes were your work clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Your church clothes were your interview clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Your church clothes were your funeral clothes. Your funeral clothes, because for the people who didn't go to church, you knew if you wore it to a funeral, it was acceptable for you to wear it to church.
Mm-hmm.
We have no sense or no presence of mind. We don't have a presence of mind to know what is acceptable in certain places. And now you use these terms like respectability politics. I've heard a lot of Black people, young Black people, millennials, throwing that term around, but saying like, oh, if we dress a certain way, they'll respect us or they'll look at us a certain way. Baby, I don't know who told you young dummies that, but I'm here to tell you that Black people ain't never thought about putting on no clothes to get no respect from no white folks.
Right, that part.
Now, if that's what y'all think, that's on y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But we know Black people put clothes on and like to look nice. And I'm talking about in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, because we like to put that shit on.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where y'all got this from, and I don't know where y'all mindset is that
Mm-hmm.
everything Black people do is for the approval of a white person.
Right.
It is not. All of us did not grow up in environments like that. We
No.
did not grow up in homes where white people were the focus of everything that we did.
Mm-hmm.
Child,
Well,
the
look,
first white people, I'm sorry,
no,
the
go
first
ahead.
white people that I met, I remember like having regular interactions with, if you just
Mm-hmm.
want me to tell the truth, is the people at Clown Cone.
Baby. And they were everything.
My mama worked in Fiesta in the 80s,
Oh
and it
yeah,
was
that
right
Fiesta was
next
right
door
there.
to
Yeah.
Clown Cone.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to walk next door
Yep.
and get the Polish sausage. He used to make me a Polish sausage and melt cheese on top, melt a slice of cheese
Yes.
on it. That was the first interaction, our regular
Mm-hmm.
interaction with white folks.
Right.
My grandmother lived in a black neighborhood in Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
She shopped with black people.
Right.
Like, y'all gotta stop this whole thing be about white folks. But go ahead, what was you about to
Yeah.
say?
No, so that just reminds me when you were talking about like, dressing and how,
Yeah.
the culture and how older people, carried themselves back. Well, they were
Mm-hmm.
younger back, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I just this always reminds me of a time. This was probably like maybe 7, 8 years ago because I remember this was before I had my first surgery and I lost a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
And we would walk over to like where I work. You could walk outside and, town and country's right there. So, they have
Oh
like all
yeah,
these
uh-huh.
food places and stuff. So I think one day one of my coworkers and we walked over to the Bob Evans that used to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just sitting outside waiting on our order. And this older couple was going in there to eat, this older black couple. And
Mm-hmm.
they were dressed real nice, whatever. And they got out their
Mm-hmm.
car. And I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I was just, we made eye contact. And of course, them being older, because I was raised
Right.
right, I greeted them and everything. And they were just like, oh, and we just had like a quick conversation, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, y'all look very nice. I mean, they were dressed
Mm-hmm.
down, honey. And I was like, y'all coming from somewhere or whatever. And they said, no, we just wanted to come out to lunch.
Yes.
And they were
Listen, you are
listen.
so right about that.
Mm-hmm.
My ex-husband was a minister.
Mm-hmm.
And just on any day, we got up and we just put our clothes on.
Yeah.
And I remember being inside of Catherine's
Mm-hmm.
and we was shopping. And the lady was like, my grandmother was with us too. And because she's the one who answered the lady, she said, y'all always look so nice when where y'all coming from? Here go my grandmother, because
Uh-oh.
he's a minister.
Yes, honey. Yes.
But that was the look, how we
Mm-hmm.
looked,
And that's all
just
she needed to
going out.
say. Yeah,
That was it.
yeah.
And then the girl was like, "Oh, okay." Like, "Oh, I understand."
Mm-hmm.
Like, black people just put clothes on. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I said all that to say, with the Office girl, y'all got to get it in y'all's head. And when they show some of the outfit, child, child.
Oh
Oh my God.
gosh.
I'm just so disappointed in us as a
Yeah.
generation, in Generation X, because
Yeah.
we ain't raised these kids worth a damn.
No, because they're just out here just willy-nilly, just doing what
And the
they
fact
want to
that they don't
do.
listen to
They
us,
don't listen to
they
shit.
don't listen to nothing.
No.
And I know that, and I know I hear like parents in our generation say, "Oh, but this times is so different."
Mm,
Listen, the times was different when our parents was raising us. They just
exactly.
didn't give a damn.
Yeah. That
We
part.
had to do what they told us.
Mm-hmm.
What are
Times
you
are
talking
always every
about?
generation is different.
Times is always gonna be
Mm-hmm.
different. But it's how you raise your kids.
Right.
Like, my God. My grandmother took
Child.
my whole Mary J. Blige tape because she heard Busta Rhymes say "up in this bitch." She said, "Give it to me." My
Yes.
mama had bought that tape. She said,
Uh-huh.
"Oh no, you ain't been out this house in but 2 years, and you was acting like a heathen.
Oh
Give me that
shit.
tape." I ain't never got that tape back. Hey, we was going through some of her stuff when she went to live, because my grandmother is in Columbus now.
Yeah.
Child, when we was going through her stuff, and what puzzled me more than anything is me finding my Jay-Z CD in her stuff.
Baby, she
And
still
I was
had it.
like, "Did you take my CD?"
Sure did and still had it.
I mean, and still had
But
it.
why she still have it though? She probably forgot she had it. Was just like we just gonna put this up, and
I
then
was
just
like, "What is she
yes,
doing with this?" And it was like volume 2, right? The silver one.
yes.
And I was thinking, like, dang, did I even streaming them came along? I didn't even know the CD was gone. Like, I wouldn't have known.
No.
Is that volume 2? That's volume 3. What's the
Volume
gray
3 is a
one?
serial, the
Silver one.
silver one. Yeah. Volume 2 is Hard Knock
Throw your
Life.
hands up,
Yeah, that's
Buster.
volume 3. Yep.
Honey, she had it in her stuff.
And we were grown when we were adults when that came out.
I was in college. I
Yes,
remember
we were in
coming home from school like it was on my break, like our winter break from Central. And I was playing it in my room when I got it. How did she get it? I have no clue. I
Oh,
don't even know when she took it.
baby, she was in your room or you left it out
And
or
she
something.
probably
She
hit
saw that.
play
Yep.
and said, "Oh, the devil's a
Or
liar,
she saw that parental advisory on there and was like, wait a
honey.
minute.
This ain't nothing but filth."
Yeah, because our parents could clock us because on the CDs and tapes it had parental advisory on there, so they knew.
Do they put that on there still?
Well, everything is. I don't even know. I haven't bought a physical CD in so long, and I haven't looked at one in so long,
Child,
so
I
I
am
don't
always
know.
asking, what is it, the FCC? Ain't that
Mm-hmm.
who? I don't know if they exist no more.
Probably
I swear
not.
I was watching TV, regular TV. I heard somebody say shit. So I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
what's going on out here.
no. After a certain time, they will say basically anything on.
Really?
Yeah, even
Child,
like on.
Dolores is rolling over in her grave.
Girl, listen. I was watching something on. I don't know if it was cable or something. So I get that they get a little more vulgar on cable and stuff like that. And this was like regular cable. This wasn't like the premium stuff.
Mm-mm.
And it was something that came on like after 10 or whatever. But I heard an F bomb. And it was
Oh,
like on AMC or something. I can't remember what I was watching, but yeah. And they just said it and they were just like, and people were talking about it like the next day, whatever show it was a popular show. And I can't remember if it was Better Call Saul or one of those shows like that.
oh, okay.
And somebody dropped an F bomb on one of the shows and people were talking about it the next day and everybody was like, yeah, after a certain time, they just say whatever.
Oh, wow.
And I think if it was that, I think that came on. What did that used to come on? A&E, I think, or AMC, one of those
Yep, it used
channels.
to come on A&E, I think, or
Yeah,
yeah,
so
AMC, one of those. You right, one
AMC.
of those too.
Yeah, so yeah, so they're just and then like on regular TV, like you said, there's an S bomb that's
Yeah,
gonna
it was
come. Yeah.
Bounce.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Shaft, but it was the third one with Junior.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And when
yeah. Don't
Shaft put
say
that
it.
gun into Junior's head, Junior was like, "Shit." I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Huh?
Yeah.
What you say, Junior?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on now."
Girl, child. All right, so let's okay. We got to talk about Don Robinson because we don't because there's so many
But
politics.
people take stuff so much out of context, so we do need to talk about it
Yeah.
because people's hearing is really thrown
Oh, of
off.
course, yeah. So for people who don't know, Don Robinson is one of the original members of In Vogue.
Mhm.
And we know In Vogue was huge, especially in the 90s. And still to
Yes,
this day, three of them, not the three original members,
they
still,
still
yeah, they
travel.
still travel and
They
tour.
tour.
Yeah. Recently, at the NBA All Star game, the three members that are touring now, the two original, Cindy and Terry, and Rona Bennett, who has been in the group forever. She's the third member who's been touring with them. But Maxine, who is an original member, she came and she performed with them at the
Girl,
during All
I'm
Star
glad you
Weekend.
said that because I just was about to ask you, was Maxine dead? So I'm glad you
Girl,
said that.
no, she's still around,
I
but
thought she was deceased. She was
no,
sick though, right?
I don't
Because
think
that's why
so.
she got out the group.
I
She
th-
was sick.
I think so.
That was the
I can't
whole reason that
remember.
when she first was like she had to stop, she
Mm-hmm.
had an illness and it was like a
Okay.
serious illness.
Okay, I
So
think I
I
kind of
always thought,
remember
or
that.
maybe am I confusing her with the light skinned girl from Brownstone?
No, she had because I think she had bronchitis real bad. The light skinned girl from Brownstone, I can't remember her
And
name.
she had to quit
Yeah,
singing.
she had to quit singing. Now I think
Mm-hmm.
Max, I think she originally left the group because if she wasn't sick, it was something about a pregnancy or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. Something was wrong why
Yeah.
she left.
Yeah. So in 2009, which would have been their 20th anniversary, all four original members reunited. And they were
Mm-hmm.
going to release a new album and do a reunion tour and all that stuff with all four original members. And Dawn Robinson didn't want to do a new album. She didn't want to sign
Mm-hmm.
a new contract. So she ended
Mm-hmm.
up leaving. So then it was just the three original members and Rona came back.
Mm-hmm.
And
And we must say, excuse me,
mhm.
the reason that Dawn left the group, I can
Oh
see
yeah.
her not wanting to sign that contract
Mm-hmm.
because she said that they were supposed to be negotiating their contract.
Right, right,
When
right.
they went to the table, and she thought she was under the impression that they were going to like walk away from
Mm-hmm.
whatever they had offered them.
Right,
She
yeah.
said, but then she was shocked because the three accepted and she was the only one who rejected.
Right, that's right,
And
yeah.
so
I'm
that's
glad you
how her
said
and the
that.
group parted ways.
Yeah, that was
So I could
originally
kind
in
of
the
see
90s,
her
late 90s.
apprehension
Mhm.
about, not wanting to sign a new
Right.
contract.
So I got that. And then not only that, we had to also mention that in between that time, her leaving,
Lucy Pearl.
yeah, she had the same issue with Lucy Pearl.
Oh,
So,
well, she might be the problem, but go on.
well, so about maybe a few years ago when I still do the podcast, but I just haven't done it. But on Danny B Speaks the podcast, I talked about that because she came out with an interview, talking about basically how she was blaming Raphael Sadiq and, of course, in Vogue for all her failures, basically. And then remember, she was also on R&B Divas, and she was having problems with the cast on there.
Lord
Yeah,
Jesus.
so I just basically, and it was like I wasn't being disrespectful or nothing, but I just basically said, there's a common denominator here,
Yeah. People
so,
never see the common denominator when it's them.
right,
They only see it when it's other people.
right. So fast forward to this past week,
Mm-hmm.
Dawn releases a video saying that she's been living in her car for the
Mm-hmm.
past 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why she's been living in her car, and here's another situation where she said that after she lost her apartment in Los Angeles, I believe that's what she said, she moved to Vegas where her parents live, and she was getting into it with her mom. So her
Oh
mom
my God,
basically kicked her
Jesus.
out. So, not only you getting into it with your business people, but now your mom. So, come on now. But
So
so go ahead. No, go ahead. Go
so
ahead.
now you told that's what she said. She
Mm-hmm.
was living in her car.
Right.
Now people were just like, up in a roar just
Mm-hmm.
about it. But I seen somebody make a video and I was like, well, this is a really good point. And people didn't really pay attention. She said she chose to live in her car.
Yeah, which a lot
She's
of people
been
are
living
doing
in her car,
nowadays.
I believe she said for 6 years. How
Y-
many years is it?
She well, from the post I saw, it said for the past 3 years. But I
3 years.
think before she moved in with her mother, she was living in her car after she lost her
She said because she
apartment.
saw it and she thought it was something that she would like to do.
Mm-hmm. Which,
And she's
granted,
been
a lot of
doing it.
people are doing nowadays.
A lot of
Honestly,
people
there's
are
a whole
doing it.
community of people living in their cars and vans and converting vans into like little home spaces. But go ahead.
I know, I just think that sometimes we hear people tell a part of their life,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's not a choice you would make
Right.
or a choice we would make,
Mm-hmm.
we automatically shun it as not normal or
Right.
something like that. And true, there are some things that are a little eyebrow raising, but this is not really. There are so many options for people to get hot showers,
Mm-hmm.
for people to because living in your car doesn't mean you don't have a job. Living
Right.
in your car doesn't mean you don't have money.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't think sometimes we don't look at the situation broad enough.
Right.
We just see, oh, you live in your car,
Mm-hmm.
and oh, you homeless. Like
Yeah.
we see that, but we don't think you may be homeless with a job.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of them do. A lot of those people
Exactly.
who like, because I watch like a lot of them on especially a lot of the black creators on YouTube who, do the van life and stuff like that. And a lot of them still work. And like you said, the shower options, they all basically have like a gym membership somewhere, especially Planet Fitness, because it's like the cheapest. And they'll go there every day and take a shower because there's a
Yep.
Planet Fitness everywhere. But go ahead.
I just sent it to people who travel a lot. A
Mm-hmm.
girl just said when she is in LA and she has an early morning flight, she said, I don't get a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I go to a Korean spa.
Mm-hmm.
She said they're open. She went to one that was open 24 hours. She said, and she went, did the treatments. She said for $30, she said, I fell asleep in there. Now I'm on my way to the airport.
Right.
I mean, it's options. And like she said, I could sleep and I got up and took a hot shower. You just figure it out for you until you get in a place where you can live in. And we also have to look at housing.
Yeah.
um Housing is scarce, and not like the availability.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because there's plenty of options, especially with all these apartments
Yeah,
being thrown up all over the country.
it's not the availability, it's the
Mm-hmm.
affordability of
Yeah.
housing.
Thank you.
It's really at an all-time crisis level
Mm-hmm.
for people being able to afford housing. You know, I see people living in their car. I don't even think it's crazy no more.
Me
Like,
either.
because I immediately think, dang, you're gonna have all this money
Mm-hmm.
because people are paying like $2,000 for rent,
Yeah.
$2,000 for mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
for a mortgage. Excuse me. I just saw something where people were talking about how much it costs to buy a house in 84, or like,
Mm-hmm.
just it was a random year versus what's this year, 2025. So it
Mm-hmm.
was 2005. That's what it
Mm-hmm.
was. It was a 20-year gap. Listen, the mortgage on a house was like $750.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Mm-hmm.
People are on the internet right now talking about their mortgage is already 3,500, and then when their taxes were assessed on their home,
Mm-hmm.
they had to add an extra $1,500 for
Oh
taxes.
yeah.
That's
It's
insanity.
ridiculous.
I remember Mr. Bell telling us to roll your taxes over into your what it used to be called PITI, your principal interest,
Mm-hmm. I
insurance,
thought
and
that.
taxes.
Yeah.
He used to tell us to roll it into your mortgage because I I, I don't know how my grandparents did it.
Mm-hmm.
But I pay her taxes separately
Right.
because of course she doesn't have a mortgage anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And her taxes are not super high. But
Right.
just seeing how I've been paying my grandmother's taxes, I would not want my taxes rolled into my mortgage
Mm-hmm.
because it gives you flexibility to, like, oh, instead of paying extra money every month, I can just pay a lump sum every 6 months.
Right. I think that's what my
I,
grandmother does. I believe so.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I wouldn't want to, but to each his own. I know that that's something that they said, like, oh, you should do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust y'all.
No.
Just give me the county's website and let me go
Right.
on there and look up my parcel and do it myself. I don't trust
Exactly.
y'all.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-mm.
just because of stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody want a house built from the ground up. That's something else that people are, finding out it's not always. And once that balloon, and that's probably how a lot of people, now that I think about it,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably how a lot of people got into trouble in the mortgage
Oh
crisis.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
We see it happening now, but that's probably exactly what happened. Because
Yep.
most of those people had brand new houses
Mm-hmm.
built from the ground up, and you got those balloon mortgages.
Yeah.
Child, listen.
Girl.
But I didn't think, I saw that video.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't necessarily feel like, oh God.
Yeah. And you know what? And like the way that she appears to be from what we've saw and what we've heard, maybe this is good for her. Just to be, on her
To see that
own.
she is the sum of her problems.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But she looked fresher and cleaner more than some people I see
I
who got a
mean,
shower at
that
their
part
house.
right
So,
there. I mean,
and got a whole roof over their head. As my mother said, she
okay.
looked like she had on lotion, perfume,
Yeah, I mean, she looked
like she
fine.
smelled good.
Yeah, I mean, she looked like Dawn. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just,
She didn't look in distress. Her hair looked
no.
beautiful.
And she sound like, I mean, and she sounded okay. She
Her
sounded like she
skin
was
looked
content.
great.
That part.
I mean, so
I mean,
I'm gonna
obviously,
say it again. She doing better than some people I've seen with a
yeah.
shower.
I mean,
So,
it's like we can look at it as the fact, like, okay, everything that she has, all these opportunities that she's had and that she can still have because she's got one of the best voices in the business. I mean, she's one of the original members of In Vogue, who all
because
four of
let's
them
be
can sing
clear,
you
she
out
could
of
sing
here.
some backgrounds and get a check.
That part.
So let's be clear about
Yeah.
that.
And I guess her ex husband, I think his name is Andre Hill. I think that's his name, but he's like a big well, I don't know, he's making it sound like he's like this huge producer or anything like that.
Oh
He did a
God.
video, yeah. And he said that he's willing to give her a job. He said he hasn't talked to her for a while, but when he saw the video, after he got done listing all his accolades, of course, he basically finally started
Please be
talking about
gross.
her. Yeah, and I was like, I wouldn't want to deal with his ass anyway, but. He just said he's reaching out to her. But he said, now he did say this, which I didn't agree with him saying, but he didn't directly say it, but he basically was alluding that she has some mental problems, which I didn't
Well, I could see that
Yeah, I
being a
can see
thing.
that. Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, I see why he said it, but I don't think it was his
Hmm.
place to say it.
Yeah, well, we can,
I mean, we
no
can kind of
disrespect,
tell
but we can
that.
clearly see that that is an issue
Yeah,
because
totally.
um that's how most people with mental issues
Mhm.
end up homeless.
Mhm.
They cannot form relationships. They cause problems in places that they go because
Mhm.
most of their mental illness is undiagnosed.
Yeah.
And if she's not a person, which she doesn't seem to be, I've never heard this, that she's not self-medicating.
Right.
Because what you find is most of them are self-medicating, you're drinking, you're popping pills, you're doing
Mhm.
something because inside you feel so unsteady.
Right.
Like, so you think, oh, if I drink a drink, I'm calm. Like
Mhm.
I can relax, I can go to sleep.
Not think about what's going on right
Right.
now.
You
Yeah.
can calm those feelings inside.
Mhm.
If I just take this pill, I can chill. Oh, now my mind is rested.
Right.
When you're dying, your mental health is just not in a stable place.
Mhm. That's
And it will
true.
cause you to lose your housing because people don't want to deal with you.
Right.
Or you choose to live that way. Because I
Mhm.
had a lot of clients just flat out say, I don't want to go to the shelter. I want to sleep outside.
Mhm.
I don't want to be around those people. I would prefer it out here.
Right.
I could get somebody housed. They could be in an apartment. And we furnished the apartments. It
Mhm.
came with the bed. It came with a little black leather love seat, a pleather little love seat. It
Mhm.
came with a coffee table, end tables. It had a kitchen. Like it was a full functioning one bedroom apartment with a
Right.
walk-in shower. I had a client who would go, he was used to sleeping outside.
Mhm.
He would just go outside and sit in the grass on his knees for the majority of the day.
Oh wow. Yeah, because that's what he was used to. He was more comfortable
He
out
was
there.
used to the earth. That's what he was
Mhm.
used to.
I could see that. I could totally see that. Yeah.
So even if you get people housing, sometimes they just it helps their mental health. That's where they're
Mhm.
comfortable.
Right.
So I can see that being an issue with her.
Mhm.
She's always been the problem.
Yeah. Very
And
problematic.
that means you probably need some level of therapy. Even
Yeah.
if you don't want to get on medication, she probably needs a therapist.
Mhm.
Because a lot of stuff can be solved through conversation. We just are a society that's quick to take a drug.
Yeah.
We're a society that's quick to get on a pill.
Mhm.
But if therapy can ease your mind in so many different ways that you won't need that medication.
Right.
So I hope she does,
Yeah,
get it
definitely.
together. And I
Yeah.
want to just this will be the last thing we talk about,
Mhm.
and it's something else that's been in the news this week, or I should say in pop culture this week. Jurnee Smollett, is that her name?
I think that's how you pronounce a small
Jule
A.
Smollett.
I don't now you I don't know how to
I
pronounce
think
her
it's
first
Journey. I
name, but I
think.
think it is Journey though.
Her ex-husband,
Mhm.
even after they have divorced and she's paid him, he wants more money.
Oh, okay.
Child, listen.
Okay.
Peter Bell, God rest his soul, did
Yes.
such a good job with us in raising us.
Yes.
Because what he taught us was poor people need a prenuptial agreement more than rich people do.
Yes.
And I will use two examples. This girl right here, Jurnee
Mhm.
Smollett, her husband talking about he done been with her since she was young or something, I don't know. So he feels entitled to her earnings.
Okay, even though she was in the business before she met him. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, child, child, child.
Go ahead.
And Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always forget about them.
Jessica Simpson didn't have two nickels.
Mhm.
She was just cute.
Yeah.
She might have had a couple pop songs,
Yeah.
but Nick was the star.
Mhm.
98 Degrees, ain't that who he was with?
Yeah. Yep.
98 Degrees, because y'all don't see it now, but it was a lot of boy bands back then.
Right.
Nick had the money. He was the
Yeah.
star.
Mhm.
Cause 98 Degrees and they was running neck and neck with
Oh,
NSYNC.
yeah, they
Like
were up there with
they
NSYNC
was
and
up
Backstreet
there.
Boys, yeah.
So when they got a divorce, he took her money.
Mhm.
And this is why we say, Mr. Bell explained it like this. Poor people need a prenuptial agreement more than rich people. He
Mhm.
said, because if you are a millionaire, he said, let's say you got $5 million. If your wife won't have, you still a millionaire. If you make $50,000 and your wife won't have, you're gonna be living with your mama. I will never forget that statement as long as I live.
Yep.
And everybody that applies to women and men. Get get an agreement.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you looking at yourself like, but I don't got nothing. Baby, you don't
Exactly,
know what you
right.
about to become.
Thank you. Thank you.
You don't know what God finna do in your life.
Mhm.
Protect your assets. Because what we are seeing is a generation of men who, and I don't mean no disrespect, but who want to live off of women.
Mhm.
They want all the glory with no work.
No work. Because I don't even know who the hell he is. Like, I knew she was married, and I knew she had been married for a little
Yep.
while, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what this dude looked like until recently, until this stuff came out, you
And
know.
she already has paid you though.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's
Y'all
it
been
right there.
divorced for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And now you coming back saying, after I feel like the thing said she gave him $1 million. It was a substantial, amount of money.
Right.
So now he wants some more.
I
Child,
mean,
it'd be the audacity.
all of it. That's what I don't
Like,
get.
they got to be selling Audacity pills and y'all just wake up and take them like vitamins,
Oh, hell
because
yeah, totally. Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
understand
Yeah.
what is going on with people.
It's the audacity. That's what it is.
Like, my God. So I'm just telling y'all, get a prenuptial agreement. And that ain't my words. That's Peter Bell.
Yeah.
Mr. Bell was our teacher in
Yeah.
12th grade.
Yes.
He taught us we had to have a marriage project.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had to do the work
Yes.
to live a life,
Mm-hmm.
not schoolwork.
Yeah, this
He
was
taught us
real
about
life.
life.
Yeah, at 17, 18 years old, we were going to get that
Yes.
lesson.
He gave us that lesson in high school. And I
Mm-hmm.
swear, I am 45 years old. I have never forgotten it.
No, that's the thing. Certain things do stick with you, and that is one of the things for sure.
He was teaching us about mental health
Mm-hmm.
because he showed us Sybil.
Yep.
Like, he was really teaching us
Mm-hmm.
about this is what you look for. This is the stuff
Yeah.
that's really out here. Listen, that was my homie, man.
Listen, rest in peace, Mr.
Rest in
Bell.
peace, Mr. Bell.
Yes.
I
Whew.
still play your birthday and the number,
I
October the
know that.
9th.
I know that's right.
109. I still play
Okay,
that.
I heard that.
That was my guy, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he
it,
definitely taught us how to be full functioning adults. Because I
mm-hmm.
feel like back then our parents didn't. First of all, we was a generation of kids that raised our damn selves.
Yeah.
So back then, your parents were not really talking to you about certain stuff.
Because they were out handling their business. So that and they just
Listen,
and like you said, they just didn't talk about stuff like that.
no, at all, not at
Mm-hmm.
all. So, child, please,
Yeah.
he was really helping us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that we had the teachers and the administrators that we
Oh,
had,
totally.
because
Yes.
they really taught us like about life.
And and I'm glad you said that because it just hit me. It was like they treated us as their students,
Mm-hmm.
but they came at a place where it was almost like they wanted to talk to us or treat us as the adults that we were
Adults,
becoming.
yeah.
And I think
I
that's
mean,
why
I
they got
think
so
that they knew
disappointed in us
too.
sometimes. They knew. They
Yes, yeah.
knew.
I think that they understood, like, these kids raising themselves.
They knew. Yeah,
These
they
kids
knew.
raising themselves.
Yeah.
These kids, mamas don't. How many times did we really have to? Did our parents really have? Because see, we were raised under a level of fear.
Mm-hmm.
If they call my job from this school,
Listen.
I'ma choke the shit out. We
Basically.
knew we didn't play with our parents. These kids
No.
play with their parents.
Yeah.
They let the school call their parents all goddamn day.
They'll be
You
sitting
got to
right
be
there next to
crazy.
them, be like,
How
what?
y'all ain't dead or your
Yeah,
eyes ain't black?
that right there.
Baby, we was raised in violence.
Yeah.
Uh,
Seriously.
so we was raised in real violence.
Fear.
And that's why y'all better be glad y'all parents don't be knocking y'all to the floor. Because you don't
Listen.
know your mama's really a thug.
Yeah,
Your mama was raised by a real thug.
that part.
Like,
And it
we
wasn't
was
Biggie and
raised in,
Tupac. It was
listen,
their mother.
listen. I remember, y'all, listen. I remember me and Shara went to the movies. Now, Shara was boy crazy when we was little. Everybody know that.
Right.
That ain't no secret, I'm telling.
Exactly.
So Shara's mother, remember I told you this, and I told this story before. But Shara mama was Holy Ghost filled, sanctified. They didn't wear pants. Now,
Right.
y'all know they was like for real. They was apostolic.
Yes.
My mama hit the club every Friday, okay? Every Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
She was the dope boy's girlfriend. Like she was
Listen, she
in the
was that
street,
girl.
okay?
That
She was
girl.
the it girl.
Yes.
And she looked at that Holy Ghost filled sanctified woman and told her, my daughter not coming over your house.
Now you
She
know.
told that lady, my daughter's not coming over your house. Now your daughter's welcome to come over here.
Right.
Because it'll be just the girls.
Right.
But she's not. Now my daughter can't come over nobody's house. Like, she
Right.
didn't play that.
Mm-hmm.
So Shara came up and told her mama that she was with me. We told my mama that we was going to the movies and that the boy that was driving was Shara's brother. It was a
Okay.
lie. It was some dude that liked Shara.
Uh-huh.
We go to the movies, we come back late. And this story is because I just told y'all my mama was a thug.
Right.
They was out looking for us. My mama was out looking for us. She was just thought somebody had kidnapped me. It was dark outside. Lord, she was
Right.
having a panic attack.
Oh yeah.
Child, we walked home, but when we pulled up, she was pulling up. I got out the car. She was walking behind me. I don't know where that. Okay. So, girl, we get to the steps. Now, we lived in an apartment complex and we lived down, like on the first floor,
Mm-hmm.
110. I always remember that number, 110. Baby, she was punching me in the back of the head like a dude. When I say thug, don't let that blonde hair and them green eyes fool you, because she was knocking me in the
Baby.
head like doom, 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 doom.
Listen.
Back was like, oh my Lord Jesus, thought I had been run over by a tractor trailer.
Oh yeah.
Y'all parents y'all need to put fist to face on these kids.
Listen.
Because the way I be seeing y'all's kids talk and act,
okay. I mean, I got beat in the bathtub before with clothes on. That's because I was trying to run and they had nowhere to go, and I fell in the bathtub and she still whooped my ass.
Honey, thugs. Do you hear me?
You can ask Brian's ass. She chased me up the stairs with a frying pan, and she will not admit it to this day, but she did.
Yeah, why they be lying?
They be lying.
They be lying about it. I told my grandmother, I said, she scrubbed some chemicals on me. Hold on. Now we all in the same room together. My mother, I do not remember doing that. I don't know. Now she's so proper.
Thank
don't
you.
even know what you're talking about. Her mother says
Right.
she didn't know what she was doing. She didn't mean to do that. What?
Child.
Honey, because that's Thug Senior.
Yeah, there you go.
Thug
Thank you.
Senior done told me don't go in them people's house, and I went in there. She stood outside, looked at me come out, and didn't say a word. Just walked home.
Yeah.
And walked straight to the tree in the backyard and started pulling them switches down. Boom, boom. Baby, when I tell you, and I'm not ashamed to say it, she whooped me so hard I peed on myself.
I remember you telling me that. Yep.
Listen, baby, I was raised in violence.
There you go. And then what they do once you said that you slept the whole day, and then what she do?
And woke up and said, "Do you want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?" Y'all, it was torture. I told my mother that story, and then my mother gonna get mad. Like,
then why did they get mad?
You. She shouldn't have been whooping you like that. I said, girl, I told her, I wanted to tell her so bad, I need some bandages. You talk about peanut butter and jelly. Can I take the bread and cut it over my wounds?
That part.
Girl, get out of here with that sandwich.
I need some ointment and some bandages. That's what I need.
I woke up, it was probably dusk, like the sun was setting. So it was probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock. I had my nightgown on.
Yes.
I was already in the bed. See,
Yeah.
and that's something else kids don't know about, and that's why I love the bed to this day.
Okay.
Cause I done been put to bed early a lot of days.
Mhm.
Y'all don't make these kids lay down enough
No.
in silence and solitude.
That part.
That's their problem.
No.
Child, those were the good
Yeah.
old
Good
days.
old days, and we turned out just fine.
And that's what we need to pay attention to.
Right.
I know how to respect people's personal space. I
Mhm.
know how to be quiet when I'm supposed to be.
Exactly.
And I appreciate the quiet.
Mhm. Love it.
Turned out just fine.
Love it.
Well, as usual, everyone, you know that you can reach us at girl_you_know_what, at Danny B Speaks, and at Wellness in Women. Until next time, bye bye, everybody.
Bye.